Heyo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? It's Monday. I didn't film on Saturday and or Sunday because on Saturday I was pretty much wake up, go to martial arts for 4 hours for the grand opening. Then afterwards we went and did sushi. And after that I was pretty much done from a carb coma. And I came home and went to bed. And then yesterday I was still in a carb coma. So I didn't do a whole lot of anything, which is fine because the weather outside was garbage. Why? Because when it's the weekend around here, the weather is garbage. However, on the last episode that I showed you, those light bulbs that turn all different colors, I ended up ordering 3 more. My initial plan was to use them on this lamp to basically have like 3 different colors and make the room look a little weirder and differenter and stuff. Now I'm contemplating against not going that route and doing something else. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But one thing I do know is it's about that time that, oh, no, that's not the right bag. I have so many friggin' backpacks in this room that are camo, it's ridiculous. Yeah, this weekend, originally, like on Tuesday, they were saying, oh yeah, it's gonna be cloudy, no rain on Saturday. It pissed Saturday. And it's gonna be not too bad on Sunday. It'll be overcast with sun breaks, a high of 15. Well, yesterday it never broke 12 degrees Celsius, and I was really looking forward to going fishing. But the problem is, see, we have not an app, but we have access to the buoys on the lake, so you can get water temperature at surface level. You can get some pretty interesting stats from the lake, like the wave heights, the wind speed, all that right on the lake, so you can decide, all right, well, the wind is blowing to the south or the west or the southwest. Where I stand, that's great because it's going to push the current towards where I am, which means bait fish will be there, which means big fish should be there to feed off the bait, right? Well, that wasn't the case. That was not the case. Oh man, feels like I just mowed that and it already could use another cut. This time I'm dropping the blade down to the floor and we'll get her done. Get her done, did doozled. Yup, done, did doozled. But yeah, like sure enough, today's Monday. It's back to the work, back to the office day. And freaking blue skies and beautiful weather. 2 days I had off, frigid as all hell. Like honestly, went to martial arts. I wanted to grab that jug of water because kind of have nothing to drink at work. Oh, I locked my door. Because that's what you should do in this town now because things aren't safe. Man, I used to never lock my door. From 2006 to like pretty much 2020, I would never lock my door. I would just wake up in the morning, walk out the door unlocked, never had any issues. Now I got people showing up here pretending to be business operators and door checking me. All right, water jug, check. It's only 7:24, I still have plenty of time, but I do got to go to work and set up my laptop and all that because Thursday, Friday was a work from home day, and laptop came home with me for obvious reasons. So they tell me I didn't just bounce the door off the cat. She'd really not appreciate that. So yeah, on Saturday night we didn't do a live stream because I was literally in bed at like, what, 8 o'clock on Saturday? I was pretty cooked. Sorry for the angle. I'm using one hand to hold this 2-liter water bottle, the other hand holding the camera. All right, let's get you guys mounted up here. It's funny, having issues with the seatbelt hitting this microphone. I didn't know what to do and I forgot, and I was reminded on a comment on today's video from 2CV Bloke who was like, why don't you just do like other YouTubers do and clip it onto your seatbelt? You know what? I used to do that too when I used to run the old lapel mics. Basically just disconnect this, seatbelt on, take microphone, open belt clip, boom, done. You know, move it anywhere on the seatbelt, done. Only problem is if I get into an accident, airbag deploys, it's gonna put the microphone through my guts, but pretty sure I'll have other injuries to go along with it, so what the frig, right? What the frig? So, see, the other thing I thought about doing was another thing that I used to do. I think I did it in the Pontiac mainly. This one here would be kind of hard because these sun visors are really thick material, but I used to clip the microphone on the sun visor, and that way there, do I have a rag back here or something? My fighting helmet, this'll work. I can't see out of my one mirror. It's all condensated. So just wipe the condensation off because I don't really need the right side mirror. I mainly need the left so I can shimmy over into lanes. All right, we're good. All right, let's get the frig out of here and get off to work and get this day over with. Behind me, I always got to check behind me. I can't see out the back window right now because if that lady and her kids are walking in front of my house like constantly again. That was freaking annoying. But yeah, something I found interesting was on Friday we stream schedule one. And somebody asked me on there, hey Adam, when are we expecting the Great Canadian Tire shopping spree? Because like I mentioned on a previous video that I had 600 Canadian Tire dollars in from like buying gasoline, or if you buy stuff at Canadian Tire, they give you like 10 cents for, I think every $10 you spend. I'm not sure what the conversion is. I know for gasoline you get 3 cents a liter purchased or something like that. 4 cents if you buy it with a Canadian Tire gas card, and like 5 cents or 10 cents if you buy it on a Tuesday. They have special days. If you go in and buy gas, you get X amount extra. And sometimes they do multipliers like, oh, get 10 times the Canadian Tire dollars when you buy gas on these 3 days and whatever. So I usually go to CT, fill up the tanks, and that way there I get a little bit back that I can burn off at Canadian Tire. Well, I haven't spent any of my Canadian Tire money in forever and accumulated something like $630. So I was asked, when is the next Canadian Tire shopping spree gonna be? And I was like, why would there be a Canadian Tire shopping spree? Like, I've been humming and hawing about wanting to buy the Daiwa Airdex casting rod, or spinning rod, sorry, and getting a Daiwa spinning reel to go with my Daiwa casting setup, my Tatula caster on the Airdex casting rod. But the only reason why I haven't is because I have that Quantum Metrics that is still working and hasn't broken, and figured I should probably play with that thing until it's completely potato and then replace it at that point there. So I'm like, why would you think I'm doing a freaking shopping spree? What's really going on? And somebody mentioned that Canadian Tire is going bankrupt, and I'm like, friggin' what? They just finished restructuring all their stores, like completely laying them out so that the one here in town looks like one of the ones that from London. When I went to London there, they have 3 Canadian Tires, one real big one, a smaller one, and another smaller one. And the 2 smaller ones in London have the exact same floor plan as the one we have here in town. With that setup, anyway, I just, it didn't make sense. So I jumped on the old Google machine and asked Google, like, show me news reports of anywhere that says that Canadian Tire is about to go tits up. And lo and behold, there is none. Only thing I could find about Canadian Tire going bankrupt was that they bought the Hudson Bay Corporation. Now, I don't know if they bought the whole thing or just the name. I'm not sure what happened there. But they bought HBC. So not quite sure where people are getting this idea that Canadian Tire is going bankrupt. Could it happen in the future? Sure, why not? It happened to Zellers, it happened to Kmart. Kmart's not Canadian, mind you. A lot of these mega stores basically folded. Like, Zellers couldn't compete with Walmart when Walmart was here. When it was Woolco, which I believe was a Hudson Bay Corporation, Woolco had no problems, but then we brought in Walmart to replace Woolco, and since then Zellers just couldn't keep up and gradually folded, which was a shame because the only part about Zellers that I missed was the restaurant. The rest of Zellers was like whatever, you know. It was like going into Canadian Tire. You could never find anybody to ask questions if you're looking for product. You had to either A, be like a connoisseur of where the items were, or B, just walk endlessly until you bump into the item you're looking for. Just like Canadian Tire, except for now Canadian Tire has an app. You're looking for an item, you can just look it up on the app and it tells you, oh, it's aisle 17 bottom shelf. And then you go to aisle 17, look on the bottom shelf, and lo and behold, there's the product you're looking for. Okay, I want to make sure I grab my laptop, otherwise I got to turn around. Which is fine, we got plenty of time. But yeah, I couldn't find anything on the fear of bankruptcy for Canadian Tire or anything like that. So, because I was like, holy shit, like if they're talking about bankrupt, I don't want to lose that $600. I might as well go burn it in product and get rid of those points right away. I'll go out and buy the Airdex. I'll go and get myself whatever, buy a bunch of junk, $600 worth of stuff that I don't really need, but might as well get it. Maybe get myself a good single sleeping bag, like a good low -5, -10 degree sleeping bag, you know. Get the Airdex spinning rod, get the Daiwa Regal spinning reel, get all the good stuff that I'm looking for, and burn those points as fast as possible, right? But I can't find, if anybody finds out anything on it, let me know. But as far as I looked, I can't find anything about Canadian Tire going bankrupt. Only thing I found was them buying HBC, and we already knew that Hudson Bay Corporation was going tits up. I thought they were just going to fold and be done with it, but it looks like Canadian Tire decided to buy the name. So HBC might show up under some of the products that you get at Canadian Tire now. Hudson Bay Corporation presents freaking blankets. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. I know Hudson Bay, Zellers was a Hudson Bay company, and yeah. They were one of the big retailers. Same with Towers back in the day. Towers was a HBC. Anywho, it's freaking Monday. It's first day back to the office for the week. We're in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, home Thursday, Friday, and the weekend is here. So I'm going to shut this down, guys, and we'll talk more after work. All right, peace out. Yay, we're finally done the shift. Woot, woot. Holy, today was mind-numbing. But it's over. It's over. Home time. Frig, man. I'm like, lunch hits, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna step out for a minute. He's like, all right. I don't even make it to the friggin' office door, and I just farted so hard. In an office building with a wide open atrium, when you fart as hard as I did, like, I wish somebody was recording, because that would have competed with that meme of the lady farting in church. So good. Like, it honestly sounded like a Jake brake on a transport, full on engaged, coming down a steep hill. Bah! Bah! Like, it was brutal. And I just like, well, don't need to go outside now. And I just turned around and went back to my desk. Like, and then of course, the guy I'm working with is like, holy shit, did you hear that noise out there? I'm like, yeah, I don't know what it possibly could have been. And I had this shit-faced grin on my face. And he's like, what'd you do? And I'm like, well, I was going outside to fart, but I didn't make it, so I just turned around and came back. He's like, did you check yourself? I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's going to itch in an hour or two. Like, what do you do, right? It's like, well, I already shit my pants, might as well just carry on. I didn't shit my pants, I just farted really hard. It was dry, for the most part. I got a washing machine, I don't care. Anyway, onward to home. Man, look at it out. Look at it out right now. Like, there's one solitude cloud way over in the yonder. And other than that, it's blue skies. Why? Because it's mother frickin' Monday and I had to be trapped in the office all day. The weather guy better be on frickin' par for the weather this coming weekend, because it's supposed to do this. And you know, okay, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year, I think. I dropped a video called What a Drag. And it started off with me going to the drag races in Bonfield, and ended up with me going to the drag pride event down at the waterfront. Well, that's happening this weekend, boys. Yep. Oh, and girls. Apparently there's girls who watch me too now. That's kind of neat. Not many, but there's like 3. So that's cool. But yeah, there's the drag shows out in the drag racing out in Bonfield at the Burles Creek Speedway. And then there is drag dancing or performances. I'm not sure exactly what they dance, so I guess dances is not really that far off. At the waterfront, there's also a craft show at the waterfront, and I think Puts In Fest is in town, but I never partake in that anymore because holy crap, I went the one year and I got a Puts In, and it was like almost $20, and what you got was like the smallest Puts In you ever did partake in. Like, they just take you to the cleaners. It was the same year that when I went to Puts In Fest, was the same year I let them park that trailer on my front lawn, and they ended up giving me $200. So I'm not about to like complain about that. Like, hell, here's $200 for letting me use your front lawn and a little bit of hydro to keep the freezers cold. Like, I don't give a shit. Have at her. There's another one of those little lunchbox cars. Freaking goofy little creations. I didn't eat lunch today. I didn't even bother. I didn't have any breakfast either. I'm not really hungry. I'm still kind of bloated from sushi on Saturday night. Like, even Sunday, I went to this to Freshco and grabbed a thing of like a little thing of chicken with 2 breasts in it, and I ate that, but I didn't really feel like eating. My stomach always does this after I eat sushi from, I don't know if it's just JT or if the other sushi place in town will do it too, but I've only been to JT Sushi recently. So last time I went to JT Sushi, I got food poisoning. Time before that, I got food poisoning. Like, I'm just too stupid to learn. Fun times indeed. So I've been getting more tips on painting the Firebird. Some things I need to get my hands on, unless I still have them. I gotta check in the garage, because when I did the Firebird the first time around, I went to Maslac and I bought a whole box of sandpaper discs for my Orbit sander, and I don't know if I have any left, so I want to look into that, because I do want to give it a good sand down to make it smooth. But this method that I'm going to use for painting, it's literally, it makes the paint auto leveling. But I'm also debating, like, should I change the color from white? Because I know how to do it. Like, once it's done, I just got to go to the MTO and be like, yeah, the car's black now, and they print off a new ownership with black on it instead of white. Somebody's selling a bunch of bricks. Guess they bought too much for their patio work. Oh, geez, I should buy those bricks and use them to make a new walkway into my house after the friggin' walkway collapses from the water damage. Hopefully it doesn't happen during an Amazon delivery. But yeah, I got an interesting notice on my watch today. So I'm sitting there and I'm working with a client, and all of a sudden my watch buzzes and I'm like, what the frick's this thing going off for? Thought it was a text message. No, it was Fitbit letting me know that in the next couple of weeks there'll be a firmware patch pushed to my phone that is disabling the Google Smart Assistant feature. The only reason why I went with the Sense against the Versa 4 was because or the Versa 3 I should say, is because I really wanted the ability to talk to my watch like I'm Michael Knight from Knight Rider and have my house do things. It's the only reason. Other than that, the Versa was just as good as the Sense. A lot of the features of the Sense I don't even use. Like, I don't use the ERG or whatever the frig it's called, the heart meter test to see if you have an anomaly in your heartbeats. I never use that feature. It has it. Well, I guess I need my mic, eh? Yeah, I just clipped it onto my seatbelt because 2CV reminded me I used to do that back in the day. Take that off, kind of clip you guys right there. There you go. Now you're on my tit. So yeah. It's like those people at Google are trying to remind me exactly why I need to get rid of Fitbit and join the freaking Garmin bandwagon. I'm just waiting for Best Try to get the Garmins in stock, and then I'm probably going to hook myself up with one, because the Garmins have this really cool feature where they have a solar panel on them. The entire face of it's a solar panel. So as you're out fishing or just walking around in the sun or whatnot, your watch is totally taken on a charge, which means less time off your wrist in a cradle getting charged and more time telling you what time it is and if you're going to die from heartbeat rapidness or whatever. It also has a built-in GPS to tell you your altitude and your coordinates and all that fun stuff. This one has it too. I just turn it off because it kills the battery super duper quick. Oh yeah, just put you guys down. Took it off record, went to the washroom to go have a piss. Dude, I just farted like I did in the office. It was just a loud, long bah! And I'm like, oh, I wish I could have been recording that, but you guys would have heard the pee-pee storm and farting at the same time, and that would have probably not been awesome for you. So we didn't do that. But just take my word for it. It was a great fart. Like, it was a great fart. I don't know why I'm so farty. Like, the carbs are finally coming out, I guess. I am so bloated right now. Like, it's so bad. Like, oh God, so bloated. Probably got a couple more farts in me. I'm debating on going outside as per tradition and mowing the lawn again. Do you guys want to watch? Do you guys want to watch? Do you want to watch me cut my lawn? Tell you what, I'm going to do it. And you guys can watch, and if you don't want to, I'll put a time index in so you can skip to the next, not lawn mowing, okay? Or I'll completely forget and you'll be forced to watch and press the friggin' arrow over key or whatever it is to not watch, because I'm really forgetful 9,000% of the time. I'm gonna put you guys on the big tripod today. Going on the big tripod. How do you feel about that? Thing I like about the big tripod is not only is it big, it has a battery that can monitor the charges of my camera, and it has a kitty cat. She's pissed off at me now because I gave her the hard pets. Yeah, we're gonna go outside and we're gonna knock that lawn down. Coach was asking if I wanted to go to karate tonight, but holy, after today I don't want to do anything. I just want to stay home and cut my lawn and fart, because about all I'm good for right now is just shitting out my ass. Holy frig, I wish I could take a I would resolve all these farts. Good thing I'm not using a gas-powered mower. Like, the lawn doesn't look too bad. It just has a couple of high dandelions on it, and they're not the kind that the bees will pollinate. They're the kind that make more dandelions. So, as per tradition, I'm gonna sit you guys right here by this. Hey, buddy, what doing? Little wolf spider. Anyway, I'll sit you guys right here. I don't know why this thing doesn't aim down anymore. There we go. There we go. And I'm gonna go cut my lawn, because my lawn needs cutting. I'll give someone $10 if they take that glass, submerge it in that water, take a great big drink. So thirsty right now that I would probably give myself $10 to do that. But I'm gonna go inside and get a glass of water. Oh, that was needed. Holy, a great big glass of water. It sucks, man, when you have chores that you're allergic to. It's like, I'm not allergic to grass. I'm allergic to the enzyme it emits when you cut it. You know that fresh grass smell? Well, what you're smelling is the enzyme. And I'm very allergic to that. I'll break out in hives, and I didn't take my freaking antihistamine before cutting the lawn. I just came out here and did it, and I gotta get my weed whacker out and clean all this up too. But this is staying somewhat dead. My plan with the borax didn't quite work out. Didn't quite sink in enough. I think it's because I left it on the garage floor and it got too much moisture, and then it kind of lost the boron part of the borax, which is what we need to kill the weeds, but whatever. Not too worried about that. Anyway, I need to pull my batteries and put them back on the charger. Now, there was a discussion about this mower last year. People were like, how come you don't just turn the key to switch the battery? Why do you pull them out and put them back in? Guys, this mower is 3 years old. This is its third season of running. I bought this thing back in 2022 because I was sick and tired of fighting with that stupid gas mower to keep it running. Like, it was getting to the point where I was going to have to put a new carb on it or God knows what, and the deck was starting to rot. So I was like, let's get a battery one. Now, let me show you. There is no key in here to switch the batteries. This is a kill switch. You pull that out, the circuit's done. You can't do anything with it. And you're probably saying, no, you just flip that around and then it switches the batteries. Well, this is your spare battery. There's no terminals down there. Let me pull the primary battery. Oh, God. There's terminals down there. You see the difference between the two outlets? That's why you can't just turn a key on this one. Now, my neighbor, he has the modern one where it has this key you guys are talking about. And all you do is you put your two batteries in. Actually, I don't even think he has that. I think he just puts his two batteries in and it levels out the amperage draw across both. And it runs 40 volts at 12 amps or whatever, which is pretty dope. Now, I remember a couple of years ago, or last year probably, I mentioned that, oh, look, Ryobi has a backpack that you can put 4 of those batteries on. And they don't even have to be the same size. You can put an 8 volt, a 12 volt, or 8 amp, 6 amp, a 12 amp, all of them on at once, and then off to the races you go. But I ended up getting somebody, instead of leaving a comment, they contacted me through Instagram saying those Ryobi backpacks are disgusting. They don't work. He said he bought one. It worked for a couple weeks, and then it just stopped. And then he brought it back, got a replacement, and the same thing. So he just brought it back and got his money back. He says for some reason they go for a bit and then they just stop. And I'm thinking it's probably a circuit or a fuse on the inside that's overvolting and shutting down. But yeah, whatever the case may be, he ran through 2 of them and they both did the same thing. They just fumbled. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah, you know, maybe not. Maybe we won't go that route. We'll just swap the battery when needed. I only ever have to swap it about 3/4 of the way through this yard. But honestly, this yard's stupid. Mind you, if I ever blow up this house and have to build a new house, the front of the house will be equal with this. So the back of the house will come further back, probably to where theirs ends. So my backyard would be from here down to there, which would be a lot smaller of a backyard. But honestly, I don't use my yard, so I could care less. Because right now, this house is built outside of code, because when this house was put up, it didn't have city water. It just had a well system. And then when this area, Trout Mills, got adopted into North Bay, they ran sewer lines here, and lo and behold, they put the water main right outside my house. Now, I still haven't found that. Yeah, still haven't found that. No idea where the hell that went. It was right here. It was right here. Ish. That's why I say ish, because I don't know. But that shutoff has to be 4 meters away from your property, from your house. And that shutoff is literally maybe 1.5 meters. So the house has to go back. As long as the structure stands, code doesn't matter. Also, I can't find my water shutoff. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not breaching any protocols. As far as I'm concerned, everything's okie dokie smoky yoki. We're all good in the hood, if you would. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, son? You know what I'm saying, son. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. Maybe you just gotta go poo. Woo, woo! I don't know what the hell I'm saying with my life anymore. But I do know I need a beverage and I need antihistamine. And hopefully soon I need to take the biggest shit known to man so I stop farting like I did throughout the whole lawn mowing sequence. Oh, hi. How's it going? Hey, guys. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's friggin' 10 after 8, 20 after 8. Just talked with Coach, and yeah, like I mentioned, the new place is open, and he's got basically the pass I'm paying for. Lets me go to as many classes as I want. So looks like I won't just be doing modern Arnis and Pen and Toucan anymore. Now I'm going to do Goju Ryu Karate, modern Arnis, potentially Jiu-Jitsu, and Pen and Toucan. I'm gonna be a sore boy come the weekends. It's gonna be a fact. Anyway, guys, I just ordered my karate gi. Yup, traditional karate gi. I haven't done karate since I was 16. That was 30 years ago, but I still remember a few of the katas. However, the katas for Goju Ryu are completely different. So this should be fun. This should be fun. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I need to get to bed soon, so probably gonna hit my little sleepy time vape, because in Canada, that shit's legal. And then I'm gonna friggin' pass out. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, live it to win it. Peace the frig out! Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.